If you have Ableton Live, a plugin I bet you're sleeping on is the Spectral Resonator plugin. You can think of this as a very specialized filter bank that's going to take your input sound and cause very narrow frequency bands to get excited and resonate out. And this can give a lot of different sounds a really neat tonal character. A use that I've been getting a lot out of it lately has actually been for color-based sounds. Start with a input sound that has a lot of texture to it. So a lot of volume movement, a lot of filtering movement, but also something very bright and kind of gritty. Now if I turn on the Spectral Resonator and attach it to a MIDI track, but where we can really take it to the next level is by starting to kind of automate and play with some of these other parameters. The shift parameter, which shifts the pitch of the input sound up or down, that can really change the texture of what you get. So I've attached some automation to that, and I've also attached it to an envelope to give the sound a little bit more of an attack at the start. The decay, I typically find that keeping this shorter is better if you want to preserve the texture of your input sound, but you can use it at moments to automate it up and create some swells and extra fullness to the sound. Next, we can use the unison feature to add some detuning and some width. Spectral Resonator also has these really neat extra modes on it that you can use to change the pitch of those frequencies that get resonated. And this can create some really cool chorusing. Wander, which is like chorusing, but a bit more noisier and random. And then granular, which I don't always use because it really filters the sound, but it could be really useful if you're aiming for something like kind of a special effect or whatever. You can also modulate the number of harmonics in the resonator, which I'm doing here with an LFO to add some extra ducking and filtering to the sound. Of course, what really brings these sounds to life is when you add a bunch of compression and distortion, and in this case, a little bit of extra EQing. As a final touch, I like to add a sub bass underneath the chord sound, and then to group the sub bass and the chords together and add some distortion on top so you get some nice interaction between the sub bass and the chord layer. Then to finish it off, we're going to throw in some sidechaining and some drums, and we get this. So that is why